Q1 growth was kind of soft because North America was slower than expected, and clearly we had seen some pressure with the lower end of the income range among consumers. And what we said as part of Q1 is that we would see an acceleration now in Q2 on volume and mix, and that this was going to be consistent for the rest of the year. And so far, this is exactly how it's played out. So continued good performance in Europe and emerging markets, but also an improving picture in North America. Consumer sentiment there is still a bit under pressure, but it also had a lot to do with timing of new innovation that was coming to the market, and all of that got launched and took off in a nice manner.
Let's talk about prices as well, because that has been a significant headache for many consumers, right? And you said in your last set of results that, we are not dealing with the high prices that we have seen at some point in 2023. However, we are also not seeing prices at the level before that inflation crisis started, really. What are you seeing at this stage when it comes to pricing, and is this volatility here to stay?
Yeah, so it's important to note that the inflation spike of 22 and 23 was literally a 1-in-50-year event. We hadn't seen that sort of steep price increases on commodities and energy in 50 years. So literally 1973, 1974 was the closest precursor. And obviously there was no established playbook on how to deal with this. And it happened so suddenly that I think it dented everyone's P&L at the time when it happened. And pricing was slow to react. And then obviously after a year or two of these significant price increases, you've also seen a consumer reaction. Initially, I think there were some pent-up COVID savings, and so initially it felt like the consumer is holding up well. But then in 23, we've seen some consumer softness, in particular towards the back half, and also now in the beginning of 24. And that's understandable because many markets have seen 2 consecutive years of double-digit price increases.
So what is the picture going forward?
I think the picture going forward now, things are normalizing, and that's good news. Obviously, it takes a while for consumer confidence to come back. And so this is not like happening from one quarter to another, but it's there, it's visible. And then with that, we can also start to repair some of our margins because, as mentioned, the margin got impacted by the sudden onset of inflation. I do think going forward, with increasing consumer confidence, there's a good picture here, and that's important to point out. The decade most likely will stay volatile, and this is something we'll have to get used to. Yeah, okay. I mean, I wouldn't be counting on anything better here. If it does come out calmer than expected, fine, but let's be prepared for the worst and then obviously get ready for that.